Hey, hi, everyone. It's been a long time, but
Too soon. You have awakened me too soon.
I made like four major domo jokes in Texas, and zero of them were gotten, and I was very sad. So thank you, Paul.
Gotta
Uh,
find the right people.
but yeah, so we are starting up Crate Tape, except this time we're not doing other people's games because getting messages every day of please will you do my game got old, and we couldn't do everybody's game, so it felt bad. So we're doing our own games. So we have me and you know what? You want to just introduce? I hate
Already.
words. Yeah, you
He's
truly
off the
hate to
rail
see it.
already.
It's already
Um,
over. It's all over. All right, I'm going down the Discord list. It's Jeremy Chamblee,
Hi.
Andrew Cox,
Hello.
Paul Heaver.
Hi there.
Travis is in a car, so hopefully he doesn't say anything. And Mike, who's not here. You hate to see it. I'm trying to come up with new and exciting ways to mispronounce his last name, but he's not here, so it's not fun.
It's Gem, right? Or is it Gem?
It is Gem.
It's Gem. Okay.
You mean
Like
it's Mike
like the
Gummy
stone.
Worms? Yes,
But
correct.
but Gimme is the good one. That's my
Correct.
favorite.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, anyways, so we are going through games that were played on stream, our games that were played on stream, not other people's, and pointing out mistakes, why decisions were made. Really, we were going to do, team review of games anyways, but at least this way it's hopefully useful for other people, so we'll just publish it out there. So, Paul, you guys can see this, right? We're all good?
Yeah.
Okay, would you like
hmm
to I don't know how much you want to go into lists, construction and stuff, or high level strategy, but you are now our adult for what you want to talk about during setup. So throw us in there.
Okay, cool. So we brought big rocks with our Hera list, mainly because we're facing a lot of Bosk and Zamjango, and big rocks are big fun when facing them. So I have no idea what Duncan was doing, but he was measuring like you can see the range ruler or the movement things. He was measuring six spaces from my side of the board to put rocks. I don't know why. I'm sure he had some cool reason why, but you'd have to ask him what he was doing there. We never fought anywhere near any of that stuff, so it didn't matter. So I ended up putting a rock in the middle. Like I against Bosk lists, I try to make kind of a horizontal fence, and I measured it afterwards, and I probably should make it a little bit closer to the opponent's side of the board, just so that it's impossible to put Bosk on the inside track, like the closest to him path, like that his side of the board, so that it would have to come down the middle. Since what we did with the Hera list with the two copies of Selfless is that made it basically fine when you joust Bosk. So that's all you ended up wanting to do is just run your face into Bosk and ignore his abilities and fly behind him and then kill him.
Yeah,
And then hope that the end game wasn't so long that the Fang would kill your entire list.
yeah. So real quick on selfless. So the timing's kind of weird. Um, if you have selfless, so Bosk would greedo to a crit, you selfless the crit off, and then Bosk can't use his ability as the order of operations.
Yeah, he has to naturally roll a crit as well as a hit to Greedo.
Yep, and then
To
not let you have two selflesses to pull it off.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, the
and then
assumption is he's shooting at one of your selflesses,
right,
selfless, whatever.
and then past that, Bosk could say, okay, fine, I'm not going to Greedo, but then if you're second player now, cool, all your ships are shooting and getting crits at initiative 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just a note on the measuring out the rocks. So just from my experience playing Bosk, it's probably some like bank spacing that he needs if he's gonna fortress in the corner. Usually need a little bit more room than the 2/2 to get banks out, depending
Well,
on what
this
he's
is on
trying
my
to
side
do.
of the board that he's measuring and putting rocks down, so I have no
Oh, then I
idea.
have no idea. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I tried to be smart.
There's either some galaxy brain shit going on or some real smooth brain shit.
Yeah,
You
no
should
clue.
ask. Yeah, okay, so this obstacle placement is crazy sped up, so it's going to happen really fast. So if there's anything else you want to say before it happens, let me know. Otherwise,
No, I just make a line, and Duncan puts a couple things on my side of the board, and the opposite side of the board is pretty open.
mm-hmm. All right, here it goes. Nice range ruler, Duncan. Really beautiful.
I like how we speed up through like the most important part of the game. It's really good.
So you notice he did put that one at 2-2 in the corner, and then he started setting up his I3 guy over there.
Yeah.
So
I think that makes some sense because he doesn't fortress, so if it's in his own corner, it's not in the way.
yeah,
I do think that like his general strategy was to create 3 lanes and to like flank his guys in as if they were 3 aces. So that jives with this rock setup and his initial placement. Like you can see the 3 lanes coming down from the top of the board. So I think this
yeah.
is on general game plan for him.
I think in the future, though, I want to put my stuff a little bit closer to his side of the board. I measured it out, and as long as you're slightly outside of a range ruler away from where you place your rocks, then he can't do a 3-turn followed by a 3-turn and stay on the board. So, like he'd have to do like a bank at some point to.
Okay, this is where I really wish you could draw on the screen, Paul. Can you see my mouse cursor?
Yeah.
Okay, so help me get to what you're trying to describe because I'm not following.
I want to move my rocks a little bit closer to his side of the board so that we have a bigger lane in the middle.
Move this here.
Yeah.
And this.
Well,
here?
I didn't put that one there. So.
Okay, gotcha.
So
but
the 3 that I put are the 3 in the middle, like that.
3 in the middle of that line.
So
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So what you're saying is you want these guys to be like here instead.
Yeah.
Trying to like open up the middle lane.
Right, so
to
the idea being
close
that he
off the
basically
close
forces
lane
him to put the obstacles on your side of the table. And
Yeah, I gotcha. Makes sense.
yeah.
Okay. All right, and then you chose to set up on the opposite side of Paylob. Is that just to try to get Boss to go through this hellhole of rocks?
Yeah, basically. I figured I was going to end up jousting him and
Just drag him through the rocks.
Yeah, and drag him through the rocks.
I'm excited to see which Boom Owl jousting chart this lines up on. Actually, I haven't seen, so we'll find out.
One thing to think about if you're setting up opposite sides and like turning into each other, right? Is there an ideal lane that you're looking to engage in? Like, there's obviously 3 lanes in the on the board right now. Like, are you trying to get past those triple rocks into the lane on his side of the board, or are you thinking you're going to engage in the middle lane right there?
I should have thought about it more, but yeah, I ended up thinking, hey, let's go past the middle those middle rocks to the far lane and kind of threaten Tarok. I mean, I know Duncan,
too.
But
that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think that makes sense.
Like how those rocks are set up on the right side, his boss is more or less forced to go down the middle or the far on your side, because those I mean the gaps are there, but they're rather narrow for him. And if you're in there, you can go basically wherever you want, and the 2 big rocks down at the bottom, really limit where boss can go.
So I think this is like a real like one point we can pause and talk for a little bit, because I think this is something a lot of people don't think about generally. So as soon as Paylob's placed, you have the option to place on his side of the board in the middle or sorry, the top of the board, the middle, or the bottom of the board. Based on where you place is going to determine the different engagement angles you have. So Paul chose the bottom side, which I think I agree with. And now he has 3 options, right? He can turn up, go around along his board edge, and try to engage like in the corner. He can go down, turn into the middle, and engage in the middle lane. Yep. Do you need me to slow down, Chris?
No, you're good. I was changing colors, so we're different. So cool. Right, so we can go this way and do this.
Yep. Yeah. So he can turn into the middle lane, or he can go all the way down and look to engage on Duncan's side of the board. And the benefit of that is that you get that kind of 4th rock in play, or the debris all the way up in the corner. So by setting up here, you give yourself those 3 options, and you kind of have to be deciding like which one is optimal for you, where are you trying to fight on the board, where's the first engagement looking for, and that'll then determine your first couple moves of dials.
Yeah, and generally with those more nimble ships like A-Wings, you usually want to be going out of rock clouds rather than into, mostly because things that are less maneuverable have a much harder time navigating like a dense pack of asteroids.
The weird thing is, I think I would have been fine if I just set up with Paylob and just straight jousted him.
Like just done this and then just ran straight down mid.
Just ran straight down his throat, because then
you mean the reason we brought Selfless to make it easy on ourselves?
Yeah, makes it easier. Plus, even if you go across, like if you fight around that middle debris cloud, that top middle debris cloud, like boss doesn't really have a ton of options. Like he has to disengage, but he can't He
I
can't
think
like
this is
chase after
fine.
you. He
I
needs to
think
go
this
around
would
with
have
those
been my
rocks.
initial. Sorry, Jim.
No, that's all I
I
got.
think this would have been my initial instinct too, because if you can get all the way down the board and then fight in this third lane, which brings those 2 debris clouds into play, it also makes it really hard for if boss goes up past that debris cloud in the middle and goes into one of the left or the middle lane, it makes it hard for him to get back down
Yeah.
into that area.
You're saying once boss gets to about here, it's very hard
Right.
for him to change plans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
almost the point of no return.
Yeah, exactly. So I, given this initial setup, I think I would be trying to fight on Duncan's side of the board here, just to make it hard on boss to maneuver back in if he overcommits.
Yep, which makes sense with what Paul said earlier, right? So think about if those rocks were over here instead, you'd want to get over there even faster and make him stuck behind them.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay, I am moving us on. I'm not sure when we're going to go back to normal human speed. Looks like now.
We're at normal human speed now, so if we were listening, we'd be listening to Will talking about whatever. So you can watch my opening, which is basically the standard stuff I do with this particular
Wait, we
opening.
need to trade out Will. We traded out Will for Chris. What a downgrade!
That's sad. I'm
So you
sorry.
can see I'm just racing over to his side of the board now, like 5
Yep.
straight boost. Basically, I just want to pressure Tarok, and I mean, if Duncan's dumb, which I'm assuming he's not going to be, I can maybe even get a pot shot at Tarok or 2
Yeah,
on the way
well,
out. But
And the nice thing is, once you know that that Palob's up here, right? Bosk isn't really turning in, so now that boost is even better. Because now Bosk is gonna have to be like either stopping and then like banking and turning and getting coordinated over this, which sounds awful, or you've got to turn before he gets there, which is great. Oh, gotta go fast.
yeah, no,
I don't know.
he
We
was
want to talk,
racing.
this general opening that we're doing is to create room for Jake, right? Which is the whole crux of the list. Is you have your guys all in selfless range, and then you want to create room for Jake, which is like the whole goal of your initial engagement setup.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So sorry, I'm new to this software that's drawing things, so I'm screwing it up. So yeah, we can see. I'm curious what Tarok's gonna do here. Okay, he's going to leave.
Yeah. It's Duncan. We knew he was going to leave.
Yeah, but a 5 straight or a 3 bank could both be a leave.
Yeah. The only other thing I would have thought maybe he would have done was maybe a 2 straight, just to see what I was doing and then boost after that.
Right.
And then he would, just 5 straight out of there afterward.
Yep, and I think it's worth noting here that Duncan gave you first player, right?
Yeah.
Which is actually like a real decision with Bosk, because either you're shooting last, which means everything that shoots you at initiative 4, and there's a lot of initiative 4 shit here, is throwing crits into you, which is scary, or you're moving first, which is also scary. So it's like a very real.
Good.
I was gonna say it's a very real decision that I don't know what the correct. I doubt anyone knows for sure what the correct answer is. Maybe you guys have thought about it more, but
We kind of designed it to be okay either way, because a lot of times we don't have the choice. So, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is, but we're okay either way. Is the short answer.
I played against 3 boss lists, and 2 of them gave me first player, and 1 of them took first player. So yeah, it's not an obvious choice, because even the boss lists had to think about it and be like, well,
that's where all the Bosk lists went. Paul stole them. I see.
yeah.
And I just want to touch real quick on the Tarok setup. So that's something I like to do with my high init aces, especially on like the jousty side. So if you set up at a 45 in the corner, the 2 forward is really non-committal and gives you a ton of options of what you could do. Like you can easily boost and then 5 forward out, right? So it's something I did a lot with my A-wings. It's something I really like. It like lets you see what they're doing and then adjust off of that.
So like let's say we lived in the other world where, so Paul, you set up here. Let's say
Mhm.
everything 1 turned up there, like 2 turned up there. So suddenly this 3 bank goes here, 2 straight or whatever, and then you're like boosting in it like here facing this way.
A lot of
whereas
options.
now you're here facing that way, which is nice.
You could keep running, by the way, because this is the dial phase, and they don't
Okay.
speed that up. So it's like
We're gonna see how
It's gonna-
far this runs for. Oh, too far. Okay, so here's where we're looking. So, question for you really only have 2 options here, right? Well, three options. You can go
Turn
straight.
in or keep going forward.
Yeah, you can go straight, slow, straight, fast, or turn in. So you can be here, here, or like here, right?
Yep.
Sell me on. Well, let's see. What's the best way to have this conversation? I don't want to. I don't think anyone wants to be turned up towards the middle, like up here. This seems bad.
Yeah, I agree.
This seems like you don't gain a whole lot because now you've still lost the ability to turn in, and Bosk is in a bad place. So it's like this. This seems like it makes the most sense to me.
I agree, as
Okay.
you will find out.
I think
Alright.
I'd want to be like with my back line just ahead of that rock, so I have the option to like go straight again or turn in, like
Gotcha.
depending
Okay.
on how much I want to stall.
So kind of in the middle where I drew, but like around here-ish.
Yeah, there-ish. So you can turn in with everybody if you want to, or you can take it a little slower if you want to as
Yep.
well.
Makes sense. Can I drag this off the screen so you don't have to see it all the time? No. All right. I'll fix that
Right.
for next time. I know there's some way to do it. Okay. So nothing too surprising from Paylob here.
Yep, he's charging forward.
Boss getting close to that point of no return, ahead of that.
I mean, he's already at the point of no return now that Palob's taken that spot, right?
Yep, I agree. Like I don't know, Paylob could like turn in and then
Yeah, I think Boss could stop
it's getting
and
awkward.
then one bank, but yeah.
Yeah, it's getting
So-
awkward.
I like the
Getting
free
a couple
lock
free
from
locks,
Tarok.
yeah.
We're
Yep.
pretty close to that point of no return for Bosk.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it here. I was
Free
also
locks are
trying
good.
I was also trying to figure out if I wanted to boost there too. I'm not sure if I
I
should have.
think I like the no boost. I don't think it gets you much. You're never getting a shot, and
Yeah.
it lets you stay in formation for the turn in next turn, which is kind of what I was talking about. Like you could technically go 2 forward here and stall a little bit longer if you needed to.
Yeah, it seems hard for
So
Garvin to
that's
keep up
turn in.
if you keep
Right.
boosting. So
Yeah, like the boost would only really benefit if you wanted to try to engage next turn, and I don't think that's happening. So
Paul using the I hate colorblind people locks, very strong.
Yep.
and this is Jake, right? So him
Yeah.
boosting makes sense because you want to get him room.
Oh,
Oh,
apparently.
you did boost.
I
focus
did
boost.
a focus boost with her. Oh,
Smart.
wow,
Look,
look
check
at
out the
me.
brain on Paul.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, my only comment on that is I feel like you're getting to the space a little early. But we'll see how it plays out. I don't know that it's wrong or right yet.
Yeah, thinking of what you said about leaving Garvin behind, they are definitely leaving Garvin a little bit behind there.
I mean, the nice thing, like, this is why I really like your. Oh no, you don't have the ion torps. No. Oh, sad. Hate to see it.
Yeah, I had R2 instead, which did nothing. Don't put R2 on your list. He's not that great.
It was
this is
really
where I
annoying
bumped.
when we
Oh yeah,
played.
this is where I bumped my my boost.
I
should have done
can't
straight
believe
boost
you'd
there.
fail a boost on stream. That's really embarrassing.
Yeah, it is embarrassing. I should have just gone straight.
Or just not boosted anybody.
Oh, I mean, it didn't matter. I was. Oh no, I have to do a 2-bank next turn.
Gasp. Hey, you made room for Garvin accidentally, so count it. So, all right. I want to talk about Bosk. So I saw this a lot, and maybe you guys can make sense of it. But so Bosk is reinforcing here. The time to reinforce seems like once you've seen what your opponents have done, right? The strength of Gamut is you carry in a focus, or like focus, in some cases reinforce with coordinate, but like you can just coordinate a lock and then action focus or lock or whatever. What I'm trying to say is not having the reinforce rolling in makes your opponent make harder decisions because after you move, you can just grab the reinforce if things point at you, and then if they don't, then you can gamut the next turn and keep all your tokens that were useful. So I don't understand the carrying a reinforced token in. Am I missing something?
I agree.
I think it might be on some level just because I can.
Fair.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like carry
is.
a focus
I
in
agree.
or carry nothing in. Okay, yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
always want the focus. You don't always
Yep.
want the reinforce.
And the reinforce is what benefits from the information, and you're moving second here, so you get a lot of information. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, at least here, like, there's no risk of being blocked, so it's like, yeah, why are we reinforcing?
And he has Gleb on a guy who moves first anyway. So yeah, I see your point. And surprising no one, Tarok is out of here.
Shocking.
The other thing to be considering as we're kind of jockeying for positioning and looking for the engage turn too is something really important is to think about when he's going to gamut and stalling that turn. You never want to engage on the gamut turn, right? You want to engage on an off gamut turn. And so that's why I talk about a lot about giving your options to stall versus engage, because you want to make him burn gamut, stall a turn, and then engage the next turn.
Yep. Yeah, at least if you can.
Yeah, ideally. So that's the only thing that the boost feels a little engagey here to give him more information to be able to easily gamut on the correct turn. But that's something you should always be thinking about on both ends of this matchup. Is to Bosk wants to engage on the gamut turn, the other list does not.
Yeah, and the nice thing is you get to know if gamut was used before dials are set. So
correct. Yeah, so ideally you want him to burn gamut and have a stall option available so that you can not engage and then look to dive in the next turn.
Or in my case, I don't care if he burns gamut or not because I want to kill Paylob.
True. And he's going to have focus lock as an option available anyways, which goes back to like why are we reinforcing first? Because that's a good chance it's just wasted. Okay, this turn kind of seems like it plays itself, right? You're just two banking everything. Is there something I'm missing here?
Basically, yeah.
Is there any
I might be one banking Garvin.
That's
so
true. There's no like turn everything in here. I'm just looking for what you could turn everything and face here, but that just seems bad. Yeah, I got nothing.
Not that he would ever do it, but that gives a nice cutback for Tarek if you do that. If for some reason it's crazy.
Yeah, this is. I know Tarek's not coming back. This like not doing a one turn in, but like I don't have anything better to do here, so I'm just gonna bank in and continue to threaten him.
Yep. Okay. Oh, so here's Palom. Yep. Nothing too.
Oh no, Duncan and his Lego minis are falling off the.
All falling apart. You hate to see it.
I guess that's supposed to be Protectorate Gleb on the that he made a mini of.
Well. Okay, moving on. So.
All right, so if you want to stall for time, just add Lego minis to all of your players. Good.
True. Yeah, now we know.
Ace player with stalling tactics.
Yeah, so that was a coordinate to Bosk to reinforce. I think.
The Sacred Game State.
Was that a coordinate Bosk reinforce, or was that a Gleb Caper reinforce?
No, it was a coordinate, and he moved the stress over.
Yeah, okay, cool. Which tells you that Bosk is doing a one bank, which is very useful information to have. So is this where you'd start looking at barrel rolling out because you want to make Bosk's life harder, or are you chilling?
Oh, I wasn't thinking of that deeply. I just got some focuses and just said, whatever, it's on you to figure out what you're doing.
Well, you phrased, I don't believe you very kindly.
Barrel out I think is really nice because it gives you more space. He's close to the rocks, right? So he's gonna be coming into the rocks on the engaged turn.
Yeah, the other side is like. Sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
I should have barreled Garvin here, but I didn't. But that would have been a smart move, to barrel.
Oh, the other thing I was going to ask is
you wanted the Tarok turn in so badly.
If I barreled Garvin
it
here, then I would be able to boost Wedge and been back in formation. So
yeah. It's just there's unused space to the right of the board that we can use to our advantage, right? And just give us some more space.
Instead, I did some weird nonsense with Wedge here. Got him mostly in formation again, but whatever.
If Garvin had barrel rolled, I'd like this move a lot. You're in a good spot.
So yeah, I think you talked about it earlier, but right, the plan here is just kill Paylob and then the game's over, right?
I wouldn't say the game's over, but yeah, that's a big part of the game because Paylob stealing your tokens when your whole game plan is token reuse is kind of a big deal. So, we could talk a little bit about how we did not expect many people to realize Paylob's good and actually bring him.
Yeah, true. Should we practice against Paylob? I mean, literally no one's played it. It's probably fine. Whoops.
Halo didn't just come out. No one's gonna play it. It's fine.
Yeah, true.
To the point where I'm pretty sure in this game I thought Paylob was Kanan. Like you'll see in the engagement round, I did some very questionable things that if I remembered Paylob was Paylob, yeah, I wouldn't have done.
So what you mean to say is all your decisions were correct?
It all
So-
worked out in the end.
Well,
Not
spoilers.
to beat the dead horse, but more points for that barrel roll on Garvin. Just look at his turn-in options. If he's like just one off to the right, they're
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much nicer.
Yep.
Yeah, because you could be. So he is. I keep forgetting I can do this. So you would be here, right? And
Yeah.
then
Oh.
he could be like here. That is the worst square I've ever drawn. Like any of these places.
Yeah.
Which all seem much nicer than
Well,
that
just if,
offset one to the left.
honestly, if everyone had barrel rolled to the right here, like you can just 2 forward and like not commit.
Yep.
That's-
Okay.
Like this is a pretty strong gamut turn from him, right? So if you're all to the right,
Yeah.
you just 2 forward straight, make him waste gamut, and then you have a really nice turn in next turn.
The gamut did happen there. Just FYI, in case
Yep.
it's hard to see on my stream, I assume. So. Yeah. So let's go back to planning, I guess. Do we have a while? This is okay. Yes, we have quite some time. Cool. So decisions here again. It seems like there aren't big ones. You could go very fast and land like 4 straight and boost and land in some block like this to try to shoot Tarok. That seems actively bad.
Let's give Bosk my flank. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that seems like a terrible idea.
You could do the same thing, like except up here to shoot Paylob, which seems okay. And then you could try to do something over here, which seems actively bad, or you could like screw around over here. Is there any reason that this isn't the correct answer? Like Paylob could like 4 straight boost, and then you get and Bosk like 3 straights, and you get dunked on. I think that's the only world where it goes horribly wrong.
I think I'm fine if Paylob and Bosk both run past me and without shooting any shots.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. That's
Because
true.
like
Because he's
the boss, boss
Wait.
can very easily just do a 1 forward, just kind of just trundle his way through.
Yep, because
Yep.
then this rock is in the way. So yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point.
And you have
There's
a
not
pretty
really a big
nice exit
downside.
lane between the debris
Yeah.
too.
The cool thing is, and this I don't know if this is a really great option, but again, if everyone's barrel rolled off to the right by 1, you actually have just a straight shot down the right lane, up and behind, super fast.
Yep, and then Bosk has to figure out how
And boss has
to
to figure out
solve
with
this
those 2 rocks in
problem.
his way. Yeah.
Yeah, which is not a great
he
look.
has to. Oh,
Though I
This is
mean,
what we
my
talked
life
about
now.
earlier, like entering the rocks on the engagement turn. You always want to make them do it, right? And this Paul's kind of stuck right now, being the one who enters the rocks engaging.
though
yeah, well,
it's not a
Garvin's
bad.
stuck. The rest of them are okay. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Garvin should have, if he barrel rolled, he'd be in a much better
Yeah.
spot.
Yep, yeah. I mean, we don't need to harp on it, but
I'm harping. It's time.
Alright.
Okay, Paylob. Is there? So let's pretend we're Duncan here. So I'm much happier if I'm Paul at this exact moment in time than if I'm Duncan. I think. But let's look at this from the Duncan POV cam.
Bet 1 all.
What? Oh Jesus.
Bet
True.
1 all.
Yeah, but like, so like we were saying, Boss doesn't really have a great list of options, like some kind of bank here to land like, because like really, if I were Bosk, I'd want to land like this, but that maneuver does not exist.
Right.
Like,
Like,
2
the
forward and
boss
boost.
maneuver-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
yeah,
I
the,
think
the
the-
straight
I-
boost would be really good, but you can't.
Yeah.
I think
think
he
like
has
a
to
1
like
forward.
one bank.
A 1
and, like,
forward is too slow
Yeah.
to get a 3 hard around that middle rock next turn. Like a 2
Yeah.
hard, 2 forward's not bad because then you can 3 hard between this gap. But there's a potential chance you just kind of miss your shot entirely.
I don't
And then
mind
like,
the
a
one
1 bank
bank
is
in
just
front of that
staring at
rock.
a rock and feels terrible.
I mean, if you one bank and then like you can either go straight over the rock next turn or turn over the rock next turn.
Yeah.
Like given where you are right now, I don't hate that.
Yep.
You're
And
pretty
you
could
safe
even-
with a meaningful shot.
You could
this
even
turn.
hide Paylob behind him, like back here
Yep.
or
Yeah.
something.
And like you could if this wasn't the gamut turn, you could do that 1 bank in, and then
Yeah.
next turn like stop, and then
Yeah.
gamut.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a good point. I think this gamut reinforced doesn't add much. but the focus is useful. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I think I agree. Gammeting next turn is probably much more valuable than this turn, but I want to check that when it happens. So.
The gambit this turn could have been like incredibly punished, but yeah, we just didn't set up correctly.
All right. Oh, did I? All right. Let's. Okay. There we go. All right. So Paylob is in. We are.
Yeah. So
wow.
That I did not expect Paylob to be diving in between the rocks and coming right at me.
Like boosting from here to like try to. There's no. I don't think he can block anything meaningful from boosting.
No.
So never mind.
Pretty sure he just was coming up here and giving Bosk some more stuff to do, and yeah.
All right, we're gonna be harsh on Duncan because this is a math question. All right, 2 reinforced tokens against 2 die attacks do not help. Only the first one does anything.
I agree, especially since like an extra focus might be more useful on Paylob here.
Hey, guess who's not getting shot this turn?
Yeah,
the person with 2 reinforces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you could get to range 1 of Bosk to make that second reinforced token useful.
Yeah, I think this is just a very like Paul and Duncan clearly have 2 different ideas of their win conditions. Duncan's trying to put everything on Bosk, and Paul's already said that like I just want to kill Paylob first, right? So identifying if Duncan was able to identify what Paul wanted to kill first, that reinforces clearly the wrong decision, right? That move is probably the wrong decision.
So where's Hera in this mess?
She is the
middle
red
one.
So this one.
Yeah, let's not use colors to describe the middle one. Yes.
Okay, thank you. The one with the 6. Got it.
Yeah. So this is my other mistake here. The ship that just moved is Shara, the other ship with Selfless. She is way the hell away from anything.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, that was a mistake there. She should have, instead of going forward and boosting, she should have just done a bank so that she was going to be close to.
Well, we could have maybe had some Jake assist here. Like we could have had maybe a Jake move.
Yeah, actually, this is. I think that.
Can we roll back to see what?
So.
Because could we have done like a Jake barrel roll boost and then boosted Shara into like a 2 forward?
So check this. I think this is one of the things that I harped on a lot is we could really figure out how to Jake boost things better. So like I wonder if, let's say Jake did his 2 straight, landed here, rolled here.
Right. Yep.
And then boosted Shara here, who did like a 2 straight to like land here
really
or something.
Good.
Yeah, that would have been much better than what I ended up doing.
But I don't know what ended up on Shara's die. I don't remember. Oh, it's literally on the table. I'm stupid. I knew that
it's 2 straight. I just basically put 2 straights in on everybody to kind of see if I could make the gleb, not the gleb, the gamut turn kind of fizzle.
Mm-hmm. The other question I have is, it's hard to tell in this, but where do you guys think range 2 ends off Paylob? Is it like here? Is that the range 2 line or so?
About right, I think.
Yeah, it's about right.
So I guess the real question is, so Hera's doing it 2 straight, and we're not pretending she's not. So she's going to land like this, which means your evade is probably not helpful, and it doesn't seem like there's any way to make it helpful without like some crazy Jake barrel roll.
Hey, I did not expect a 3 bank from Paylob.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah,
Same.
I was just trying to like catch him if the 1 turn from Hera is nice because it gives you a lot of space next turn, but you probably want the tracers on this shot right into Paylob. So probably
yeah, I was expecting Paylob to go slow or possibly even they have a stop right on
they do.
Hawks? Yeah,
Yep.
So possibly even stop behind the cloud there, and for Bosk to kind of start banking in and maybe get ready to take a shot. So I was like, oh, I'll have like a range 3 shot from Bosk, like through a rock maybe if I'm lucky, and Paylob will be way the hell back there because I mean he's not going to lead with Paylob, that'd be ridiculous. And then now here Paylob is. So
and man, when you get into these situations in the game where it's like, wait a minute, does he know something I don't, or do I know something he doesn't? Uh-oh, why is Paylob here? This is very clearly on purpose. Like, go back through the list. Am I missing something? No. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see who's wrong. Let me put us back to where we were. Yeah, I don't remember where Shara.
So your poker face was not intact. When Paylob does the 3 bank in, you're like, oh, whoa!
Yeah, what? Greetings! Hey, girl!
Hello there.
Yeah, that was the unexpected plot twist for sure. So yeah, then Jake doesn't even do anything too spectacular. He's just like doing, well, I guess
Was
I'll
there a
just move
reason
forward.
you didn't look like to barrel roll boost to give the focus to Shara so she could lock?
No, not a reason.
Fair.
Because like there's a
Okay.
pretty obvious just like barrel boost, right? And then like you have to see who can get the value out of the boost focus, and it looks like Shara can.
Yeah. Okay, and then you just focus boost yourself here,
You just
I'm
boost,
assuming,
yeah,
and then
sure.
you toss. Oh yeah, there's actually no one else useful to
There's
give
no
it.
one to get,
Literally nothing else to do with it, other than give
Yeah.
it to himself.
The only extra value you could have gotten was a Shara lock, I think, but I don't know that that's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah, once Shara moved at
actually-
least.
All the Jake talk kind of segues nicely
Hey, one bank.
into hi boss. Segues nicely into kind of list selection that's something that's not talked about much. Is it's not just like what cards you bring, what ships you bring. It's also like your mental RAM
Mhm.
when you're playing that every turn.
So it looks like
When you're
Duncan
playing a
is.
really complicated interactive list like that has to have Jake like pre barrel roll boosting everybody.
Pro tip: the time to figure out which ship has selfless is not at the start of activation.
I think
Yep. Okay, so he locks Garvin to
I think
that focus.
like Hera has a pretty nice boost in here because I don't think she has a shot off the 2 forward, but she's protected by both selfless. So like we were talking about Shara's positioning before, but there's a nice little middle pocket there where they're both protected.
Yeah.
Yep.
Though with Garvin jammed, Palob's going to take Hera's focus unless you get outside of
fair.
range 2. So you
Yeah.
have no tracers.
Oh, she can't even barrel roll. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
rough. Actually, I forgot about Paylob. Yep.
Spoiler alert, so did I.
Oh
Got it.
dear.
Well, sorry, Garvin. And
So what you're
Hera, you
saying
don't get
is
that
this
fun.
is the highest level of play.
Yeah. Oh
And
man,
no
that's
one's-
so close
no
to.
one
It's really
All right.
close
at
to
all.
2.
Here we go. I'm gonna put a dot here, so when we get something measured later, I want to know if that's in range 2 or not.
You're just taking the focus here, right?
I'm staring at the board for a little bit and then going, screw it, and let's try to boost.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gotcha.
It's really good without Paylob. I agree.
Yeah.
Given how little we practice against it,
True.
that
Yeah,
makes a lot
and
of sense.
like Chris said, God only knows, maybe that's range 2. Maybe I was losing it anyway, so now at least with boosting, I'll get a shot
Yeah.
back.
A meaningful shot.
Well, yeah, no, this looks a whole lot better if that's Kanan.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree. Thanks for the focus.
Oh, he just measured. Rewind.
All right, let's
I think
roll
it's
back.
out. Jeez.
Yeah, I think it's out when you.
Oh yeah, it would have. It's hard to tell, but
He's not like at the front of the ship.
yeah.
not-
so
yeah,
All
he's
right,
not all
maybe
the
we
way
can get it
over.
better.
close.
Okay, there we go. Yes,
Oh.
it would have been out.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Get good. How ironic. You'll love to see it. How fitting.
Well, that's sad.
There's like a small chance you actually have Archon Paylob there. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
now
not great.
Tarok is way the hell over there, and my entire list is shooting at Palop. So
Yep.
Yeah, there's no selfless protection for Garvin, and he was
Nice
the one
thought.
target locked.
How do you know shame?
But we get the Brock, so
Oh, let me get rid of this dot before it makes me question my sanity.
boss shock. This boss
Okay,
shock
so
could be
that was
bad.
Hera into Paylob, which did nothing. No surprises
Yep.
there. All right, and then Paul is going to use his brain to figure out what order to take these shots in.
it doesn't really matter all that much since nobody can pass any tokens anywhere useful, since he ate all
Yeah.
my tokens.
I think the only thing is using your activations to measure range to Bosk, but I think you're also pretty confident Bosk could shoot anything, so like
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm confident Bosk is shooting at Garvin, and I don't care. Well, I mean, I care, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Right. You could pull crits off of him, right?
If Shara was closer, yeah.
Oh yeah, if that's barely range 2, then Harrow's definitely out pre-boost. That's a bummer. Okay, we are
Your
taking
dice.
2 die shots into Glitter Stem 2 agility, and shockingly not doing anything useful.
Weird.
Well, this is Wedge's shot, so you might
Oh.
actually do something.
He might.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
It did something. There go some shields. Actually, this is where Duncan remembers he should put shields on his ships.
That seems like a good strategy.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity, yeah.
Jesus.
We actually joked about that. We were like, oh, Mexican Nationals rules, no shields.
That seems like something Canada would do.
I mean, Texas is basically Mexico, right?
I think there was a war over that one, if I remember correctly.
And Garvin straight missed.
Pretty sure Texas won that
Yeah, the
war.
Garvin miss is a bummer, but I mean, it's an unmodded shot, so I guess it's not too surprising.
No, your dice.
I mean, honestly, you want to be trying to strip focuses here just to set up for a turn 2 kill, because you're not counting this turn.
Yeah, well,
so
if
not stripping any focuses is a bad look.
If Tracers had happened, I think he could have, but...
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But yeah. Alright, so... Is that taking, what, 4 on Garvin, looked like? Yeah. Oh, and a crit. Was that Panic? Paul not making very good use of the dice cam that shows us things. Panic Pilot, okay.
True. Great use of dice cam and selfless.
True.
So yeah, it took 4 in the first shot. That's pretty bad. Fortunately,
Confirmed.
this one just a single paint, so I was pretty lucky there that that Paylob didn't
Just
hurt
finish
me.
the job.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I might have to yell at Paul.
Garvin at 1.
One sec. Looking awfully cocked there, Paul. You're required to re-roll that one. I mean, it would have been to your benefit, but... I have to yell at people to normalize anytime a die is ever cocked ever to re-roll it, because watching the negotiations happen at the table is very frustrating.
Yep.
The first things I say when I set it on the table is, if it rolls out of the dice tray, I'm always going to re-roll it, and if it's cocked, I will always re-roll it. Done. We've set expectations at the beginning of the game.
Oh.
See, I've taken 5 damage and done 2. That's usually a bad sign.
Yep. Right. Did Duncan get 2 charges on Zam here?
No. I think he was assuming because he didn't flip the Zam card, which is the face down card on his Bosk ship. So, yeah, I think he did the one that was assuming that I would shoot at him.
Yeah, that's really swinging for the fences. It's like, not only are you going to shoot into double reinforced boss, but I'm also going to take locks out of it. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. It seems like that was a very easy pick the other side and just get 2 free charges turn.
If I was Bosk, I would be so happy if I had Gamut available to hold my focus for me while I just sat there.
Yep, okay. So I would like to continue my take of, the Gamut was silly.
Yeah, if you're
and
planning
not
on
even a
using
hard stop, like Bosk could also just like 1 forward and bump into Paylob. Like that works too.
Yep, like Paylob moving first here and being able to just run into the middle of all that and coordinate out an action to Bosk, so he's like reinforced focus lock again. Seems pretty hot.
Well, I mean, Paylob could stop and have Bosk bump him too. Like, there's all kinds of choices that Paylob
look, lots of things could happen. Paylob could hard 2 on a rock.
True.
Sure.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so Paylob can go anywhere and screw with all of my moves.
This really quickly while you guys talk about this. I need like 30 seconds. Sorry.
Paylob 1 bank, 2 bank left or something, and just kind of get in the way of everything. Or even just a 2 forward. Seems really annoying.
Yeah. So actually, I want to ask you guys, what do you think Bosk is doing here?
I hope he stopped. Well, I mean, sorry. I wish that we could go back in time and not Gamut last turn, and then this turn Boss could stop with focus. But Boss could still stop with focus if Paylob coordinated, so I guess it doesn't matter.
I think there's 3 options. I think it's a stop, it's a fast straight over, or it's a turn. I don't think the turn works based on positioning. I don't think any way that gets in.
Yeah.
And you have a high likelihood of landing on the rock. I don't think you get a shot if you go straight. I think the speed you have to go. Maybe you get a shot, but it's not going to be very meaningful.
Does a threat? I think because you have to do a 4, right, to clear that rock.
Is a 4 red too?
No, it's white. I think it's white.
Okay.
Yeah, it's white.
So I feel like the stop into 3 turn next turn is probably your best option.
Yeah, because even if you do the 4 forward and go fast over the rock, next turn when you turn left, like you'll be. I wish Chris was here.
I'm
You'd
here.
be like directly You'd be directly above Moldy Crow, and you'd be like very unhappy.
All right. So first thing, I want to draw the Cox option. So it was some fast straight, right? So somewhere in this area, right?
Yep.
And hoping that there's space. You
Basically where
said
Garvin is.
you said the turn in like here, or I guess it's not really there. It's more like
It's where that focus token is.
yeah, that's like where the side will be. It'll be like so 3-turn, blah blah blah, something something like this, whatever.
A little bit, a little bit further out, but
whatever along those lines.
Close
what do I think Bosk is going to do was Paul's question. So the reason you're asking, so I know it's a 3-bank right, and he's going over here. Not a question.
What?
That's the thing he could do. Yep.
I mean, Bosk is an ace, and it is Duncan, so I believe it.
I believe Duncan's the only person that would consider that move. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. So in my brain, the fact that Palob can do this, like this 2-turn here, is like the most brainless, obvious thing that you should always do. There's no downside. Yep. The only other potential thing would be like some bank that gets you to roughly the same place. Yeah, like or like a some boost combo that gets you here would be the real dream. But
yeah.
And then chill with Bosk and coordinate him or reinforce or whatever. But also the just stop here, like Duncan has clearly demonstrated his desire to sell Palob out. So the stop here and then bank into it seems potentially somewhat likely as well. But like the thing is, from your perspective, you do the same stuff to play around both of those. So like kind of whatever.
Pretty much, yeah.
Your turns here are actually kind of rough because of Palob being there. But you have some nice self-block stuff. Like,
you also
I think your options are way more interesting here, right? Because so you can 1 straight here with Garvin. And then that means if this 2-turn happens, you can go here, and then that'll block Garvin here and give you a range 1 shot onto Palob, which is nice. You can probably do something similar with these two.
You can't do that because that's Hera, but yeah.
Oh, this is Hera?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hera is the one in the middle of everything.
So then you have to do like a 2-bank with Wedge here to land here and then block everything on Wedge. And then you can get here, and then I don't know if you can do anything useful with Char there, but yeah. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, because I'm going to go back to going to the board edge would leave you a lot of room to make it easy to follow up on Palob here. Not having done that, I think it's almost impossible to follow up on Palob here. Like it's
So if everything were on the board edge, Bosk would have a much better ability to turn in next turn to this turn.
He would turn in like that.
He gammated. He is going to have no mods.
But I think if you weren't here, if we were here instead this turn, I don't think he would have gammated. We can't know, but...
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Sure. It's just I think it's hard to follow up. I think you just have to decide, are you trying to follow up on Palob here, or are you trying to catch Tarok?
Weird. You didn't list Bosk as either of those options.
No.
Tarek is doing a 1 left turn, so I can almost 100% guarantee Tarek's just doing a 1 left turn, and then if I somehow tried to switch targets and start going after Tarok, he'd be like, okay, sure, I guess I'll focus and barrel roll away.
Yep. Well, barrel roll away or ignore whoever has shots on you, and then suddenly, if Bosk did some crazy 3-turn, greedy 3-turn here, whatever, here-ish, right, now Bosk is behind you, and that's not a good look.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, at least in my head, the only thing you can really do is hope this big clusterfuck goes your way.
Yep,
I agree. I think trying to find some self-bump options that follow up on Palob and hopefully...
Yeah, I don't think it's worth...
Yeah, that's the benefit of them all being 4 for the most part, is that you can set your best self-bumps and figure it out later.
I doubt iterating over... Sorry, go ahead.
It's based on the position, Tarok can't punish, right? Tarok can't come in safely, so... You don't have that big shot to worry about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And realistically, even if Boss sat there, he would have just a single mod, so it wouldn't be awful. Obviously, it feels way worse to have Boss just in your grill.
That 2-turn works out a lot better than I thought it would for you. If this 2-bank happens, you probably clear it-ish in here, and then these guys bump there. That's hot.
And yeah, he took the focus instead of doing the coordinate there.
Yeah. This yeah, which tells you a lot, which is nice. But
And this is me trying to do that two bank. So
What direction is his
Alright.
arc turned?
it's
His
up.
turret arc?
Left.
Yeah, his arc is
So towards
there.
Tarok. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's his arc.
Yep.
Real quick, so this one, man, a jam here would actually be really good. I know no one ever remembers that Hawks have jam,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
this would be a really good jam turn.
The problem is like, if Paul did this right, there's a lot of options based on self bumps, so jamming the
Right.
right ship would be hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just always Hera, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Yeah, fair.
okay, so did we make a judge do this? I don't even remember. I think we did. Because
Are you
we're
saying
all
that
holding
you
the
had
same.
similar
Yeah.
positions in all your games and it's hard to tell them apart?
Hi, Brian.
Hi, bro. Oh, that is gonna work. Oh my God, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
So yeah, Wedge got really beautifully placed. I was very happy with how Wedge ended up there.
Yep.
And that was just dumb luck that it ended up like not bumping.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't know. It's dumb luck that it happened to fit, but like you did it knowing that it might fit, right? It's not like the 2-turn was a surprise. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hope this fits.
I mean, there's only so many places Paylob could have gone.
Yeah,
Plus,
I
yeah.
really like the one bank from Bailob. I think the 2-turn was too much, but
Yeah, I like the 2 bank, but I think, yeah, functionally does the
Oh
same. Yeah.
no! All right,
And yeah, we
Oh my god.
guys. All right, hang on. We're gonna.
nice angle there.
Dude,
But there's
I
even
like that.
that was
there's
a one bank.
clear guide
Oh.
that you could have had. Yeah, like
Yeah, like oh, it was a
Why?
one bank. Okay,
It was a
I was
one bank.
I was ready to be really annoyed at you
Oh.
guys.
If it was a one straight, yeah, we would have just pushed it forward, but it was a one bank.
oh, it's even worse.
So Duncan was like, whatever, I'll just shove it forward. I went, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Garvin's at 1 health left. I'm assuming Garvin's dead.
No, the precision.
Yep. Yeah, you ended up shifted a lot more left there than you actually should have been. I don't know how much you care because it might matter for Hera.
Not particularly, yeah.
Did you regen that?
I wonder if he did. I'm gonna guess no.
Yeah, I was like, well, at least I'll get a good range one shot into Paylob before I go.
Oh, does this clear? Oh my God, the dream. No. Okay.
No, I didn't want it to clear because that way Paylob would have gotten a shot. So I'm happy Paylob didn't get a shot on Shower there. Yeah, so this is just a giant mess.
Yep.
Did you consider doing the like turnout with Jake so you could get some actions?
Oh, no, I did not consider it, but you make a good point. Yeah, like a one turn to the right and then just barrel rolling and giving Hera a focus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and that
getting,
also gives you the like boost, the like focus boost options as well.
so the other
Like
thing
I
I
feel
want
like
to note.
finding space for Jake is always really important on these scrums, as
Yep.
opposed to like looking to get him a shot.
So, one thing here on these bump mess situations, I don't think that, not you in particular, not because Duncan, I do not think that when these giant bump fest happens that people should let other people be the people that do these type of bumps. Your opponent has every incentive to put ships at slightly off angles, make sure that bumps
Yep.
happen the way they want versus the way that they should or the way that you want or whatever.
So yeah, Duncan went the 4 forward over the rock.
Yep. Yeah, I don't. Okay.
Does he get a shot?
He
He does.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he's see poor Garvin there. Yeah,
Garvin, no.
But I mean, the nice thing is you don't really care because they're both initiative 4, and if you trade Paylob for Garvin, I'm in.
Yep.
Seems great. But the really scary thing is, oh no, none of your ships have Archon Bosk, so there's nothing useful you can do with Zam. Just kidding. But yeah, having 2 Zam charges here instead of 0 would also be really nice.
and he actually did a much bigger turn than I was expecting with Tarok. So he decides to.
Tarok's in.
Yeah, Tarok was all in at this point.
Question is Shara range 1 from Garvin so Garvin can just hold those crits for her? Oh no, Tarok's 5. Never mind. That's
Yep.
bad. Don't do that.
But I mean, if Shara can pull crits off Garvin from Tarok, he might be in a good spot too. Looks like they're range 1 of each other. Okay, so this turn of engagement is a disaster. I mean, not in terms of like I think you're okay with it, but it sure is going to be a mess in the other like future turns.
Yeah, like Palob's
Sure
not
is.
getting shot at all, so I'm kind of happy with that. Only taking, like I'm definitely taking a Garvin's gonna die from Bosk. I'm assuming, and this is Hera's shot. So
Is Hera the back A wing there? Like, is she the
yeah,
one that
yeah,
she's
Yeah.
left?
That this one is Hera right here.
yeah. It's like he has a great shot on Hera from Bosk too, but he has to get Garvin off the board. Like he can't let
Yep.
a 1 health Garvin hang around.
Yeah, did
So
you
he-
consider regening here or no?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, goodbye,
Yeah, I
Garvin.
think you want the shot, right? Like you just.
Ain't happening though.
Yeah, so he did take the long range shot into Garvin, which unfortunately connected. So
Yep. And hull upgrade also would not have saved you.
nothing would have saved
Though,
me.
yeah, it would have if Shara were at range, but also just having Shara at range would mean you were still alive here too.
Nice thing here is that Shara, I guess Shara, yeah. Does Selfless have to be an arc?
You
In
have
the
to be in the
firing
attack
arc.
arc. Yeah.
Okay, so no Selfless there for Shara then.
Yeah, Shara was in the attack arc of.
No, sorry, from Boss.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, from Serac, yes, not from Bosk.
Yeah.
So this is one of the times that we called the judge over to measure arc for us. So that's another thing. Don't be ashamed to don't be like, oh, I don't know, I'll just trust whatever you say, Mr. Opponent, like for firing arcs and stuff. Just call judges over.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
It's
what they're there for.
not a big. The goal of the purpose of the judge is to be the bad guy, so you and your opponent never have to be upset at each other.
Yep.
If
Unless
there's any
your
point
opponent.
in the game, go ahead.
I'm off topic. You go.
I'll say if there's any point in the game that like I say I think it's this way and your opponent's like, it's like judge right away. Like as soon as there's any like we're not sure, just call judge. Like that's what they're there for. Let them make a call.
Yeah.
It's not like an act of hostility or anything. It's like, hey man, I don't know. We disagree. It's okay. People are gonna disagree. Whatever. Unless your opponent is rolling dice that colorblind people can't see, then it's off to the gulag. Like, is that 2 hits or 3? I don't know. Shooting Fangs at range 1 is fun.
Yep.
I hate to see
Strangely
it.
enough, A-Wings cannot really hurt Fangs at range 1.
No way.
That's some number of hits. This is
Looks
into.
like 2.
Oh, that was a structural damage on Paylob?
No, that was
Wedge.
the wedge
Wedge.
shot onto
Okay.
Paylob, which
Let's
actually
go
finished
wedge.
him off.
Okay. So as long as boss doesn't do major damage here, we're ahead.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's yeah,
This
you
is a
can't
good trade.
selfless here, which is unfortunate, but
We survive the turn.
and
like,
but
we'll take
also
3 on Hera here and be okay.
yeah.
Oof. Is that 3 crits?
Yeah, it wasn't a good look, but
It's at least
hey,
2 crits.
whatever. I got out of it.
Calculated, so taking 2 damage, whatever. Yep, selfless there would have made that 0, but I mean,
No,
One.
I like-
Yeah,
I'm okay.
you're
Yeah,
taking 2. Well, you only took 1?
yeah, he rolled 2 evades, there were 3 crits, so selfless would have made it.
Don't we boss into 2?
I should have taken an extra point. Yeah.
Uh-oh,
Did I cheat there? Looks like I cheated there.
I don't know.
I mean, if he didn't split it, then that's not you cheating.
Or maybe
Yeah.
those dice are invisible and you can't see that they were crits or hits. But I mean,
Well, there
he's
had to
Vito,
be
so
1 crit left over, right? Because
Yeah.
there's only 2.
I
So
don't
there
know.
had to always be 2.
Yeah. I should have taken an extra point on Hera.
Oh no,
there.
it looks that's on Shara because look at the selfless card.
Oh, so you did
Oh.
cheat because you
We
can't
did.
selfless
Oops,
there.
I cheated
Yeah.
in a different manner. Okay.
Listen, I forgot that too.
Hey, wait,
Sorry,
you know what?
Duncan.
Look,
Yeah.
well, at least you cheated in a different way. That's fine.
Yeah, I should
Yeah.
have half damage on Hera instead of
Mhm.
1 shield off Shara.
Yeah, it has to be in the attack arc, which is very easily forgotten. Was 1.0 like that in the attack arc?
I doubt it.
No.
I don't think so.
No, right? Okay, so that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah,
but-
1.0 didn't really have the same concept of like zones of space like that to
Right.
have that requirement on a card.
Yeah.
Okay. So unfortunately, our view is heavily obstructed by Bosk.
Thank you
Yes.
by this Maryland bus.
True.
Thank
So
you, Tim.
high level strategy question: would you prefer to? You've got 37 minutes. Is it time to just leave because you're winning, or are you pretty confident that you can do more damage than you take when this continues to go on? So your point options are points on Bosk, which are pretty easily gained when Paylob is no longer around. You have to do 3 damage to Tarok, which seems hard. But you have a long time, so yeah. What's the high level plan?
Well, I stayed in it, and my plan was to do more damage to Bosk.
That seems very reasonable when you've got Selfless there.
Yep.
And do you have a lock on Bosk with Shara, or?
No, I have 2 locks on Tarok.
The free locks from round 1. Yep.
That's right. Yeah, the nice thing is you have Selfless on Shara, you can just lock Bosk and get past a focus, and suddenly Bosk can never hit you, because you can just add focus results when you need them. Which I don't think many people remember that it works defensively, so it seems super win-win, because they'll shoot you anyways.
I used it precisely 0 times on defense during the tournament.
I did too. Mostly because people didn't shoot Jera.
Right, yep. I don't know that looking at your dials here is super useful, because we actually just can't see things, so I'm gonna skip us forward. Unless you guys want to hit anything in particular.
I think that was the major decision point. Like,
Yeah. Okay, so that is
That's sloop.
Wedge, I assume, that's slooping.
Yep, wedge sloop.
The nice thing there is what Tarok can't go that way to shoot you, so it's just free.
and most likely have like a decent shot on Tarok.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thought was I think
Potentially
block Tarok and get a decent shot with wedge into him, and
So this must be Shara. That is now wholly
was Shara,
engulfed. Yeah. by
who's now
Bosk.
completely behind Bosk. Yeah.
Highly obscured.
Can you focus boost here? I guess you could maybe do that with Jake afterwards.
I almost want to roll right to stop 2-turn, but you might have already blocked the 2-turn. There also might be on the debris cloud. I can't tell from this angle at all. I was really embarrassed by how bad all my maneuver stuff was in Texas. It's like,
Oh,
yeah, I
God,
just haven't
same,
played this
dude.
game in a year and a half.
That's
Here's the
Jake
nice
turning out.
1-turn. Yeah, with Jake. Very cool. Just start passing around stuff.
Yep. I think the barrel roll here to the right has some nice block options unless you want to boost.
Tarok's stressed, right?
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, he boosts focused.
Yep. So, and if he wants to 2 left turn, that seems fine. You do you, my dude.
Yeah, I guess the question is if Jake barrels right, does Tarok bump on the 2 bank? And I think no, so I think staying here is correct.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But it would have been really nice to get a focus to somebody.
Yeah. Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, you
So
gotta
now you
share
can see the
range
board a little
1.
bit better.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
Neat.
Shara?
Hera has hard life choices to make, but otherwise everything seems good. Yeah, this is one of the rare cases where it's like just turning your Fang onto debris might be okay, but it would be a very large risk to have taken in the planning phase. You should like do the 3-turn left or the 2 right bank or 2-turn or whatever.
Oh,
So
looks
yeah,
like
he like is coming in, and I was like, oh wait, what? Because yeah, I was not expecting. Again, this is another move that Duncan made that I didn't expect. I was not expecting him to turn to do the 2 bank there.
Into the mess of A-wings. Yep.
Yep.
But I mean, they're A-wings, right? So if he slams into you, it's not like you can really hurt him still.
Right. Like the weird thing here is that he doesn't really have a ton of outs where he is. Like there's no real threat to him going in, but it's also like where's he gonna go next
Hair is
turn?
not stressed here. Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Hair
we're
is,
doing-
This
Hair
is
is
hot.
confirmed vibing. Yeah.
We are chilling.
we just chill and we have a great turn next turn too, right? Like
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
you love when Hera gets guaranteed actions.
Mm-hmm.
You just evade here and we're vibing.
I think do you evade or you focus? I think you focus because like we have a wedge shot into Tarok. This is meaningful.
I guess that's true.
I would assume like
As you
we
can tell
shoot Tarok at all,
by my
to be
hands, I went
honest.
back and forth.
Yeah, like I'm because if Bosk lands either of these shots, you just start losing half A-wings every shot.
Yeah, I'm more on the evade camp just because we're winning already. There's no reason to.
That's
Good push.
fair. I guess I'm leaning more on we have Shara here, so for
Yeah,
the selfless.
yeah,
But you don't have selfless on Bosk shot into Shara, right? That's the problem.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. So having the double token on the boss shot.
You have
Yeah.
selfless on Jake, but I think he's going to shoot
So Zam
Shara,
has
which
just
is
been
fine.
a literally blank card all game, huh?
Correct.
Okay.
Which was true of my boss games as well.
Yeah, but like it shouldn't have been. I don't mean to be too harsh, but like there have been some really obvious like, oh, 2 free Zam charges because nothing's gonna shoot boss this turn. Like when you're up with double reinforce focus, you don't need to pick if someone shoots boss, good things happen. Because if they shoot boss, you're winning that game 100% of the time anyway. So who cares?
Yep.
I like that we have 3 people's hands involved in that range check, and then Paul just bumps his ship.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I just moved it out of the way. Whatever. Yeah, so he did have arc from Terok onto Wedge, which made me a little sad.
But yeah, I mean, this is unlikely to be a big deal.
I think something people do a lot is like they just do the thing that they've done before, right? So like the thing people do is we focus reinforce boss and we don't think about it, right? We like game it on the same turn every turn. And so like there's not a lot of like critical thought put into these decisions when it's like this is the thing I always do, so I'm just gonna do it again.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
part of that part of practice is like trying to doing the same things over and over again and like getting that routine down. But also another part of it is knowing when to break that routine.
Yep.
So this is Wedge going, I think, all the way downtown into Bosk so I can see what's in the box.
That
Yeah.
seems like a great decision.
And he spent the focus, so I
Wait,
didn't have to worry
what?
about.
You take those.
He spent the focus for one damage.
Yeah, he spent the focus
We
to
take
not
those.
take 1 damage.
This is
and,
a big fat W.
Yep.
and I went, okay, cool. So now I
Good
see
job,
what's in the
Wedge
box.
MVP so far.
True.
Wedge is the guy.
Okay, so then something was in the box. I didn't see a charge gained. Maybe it was.
I saw a charge gained. I think right.
What-
That was the
Yeah,
Zen
some
thing.
flip over something.
Where-
It seems
Uh,
crazy to
Oh,
not have the
these
lock
are
one.
Gamut. Where's the?
Sad.
Oh my
Your
god.
dice.
Wait,
So hey, more
Sure, I took 2.
obviously because that's what's going to happen every time. Point for the evade token.
one sec. I want to go through and judge this focus spend harsher. Let's look into the alternate universe real quick.
So Hera took the focus, right? And then what? Did we use it on Wedge's shot?
Wedge uses it on defense.
Yeah, let's use the evade on defense.
Oh, it wasn't evade. Okay.
Yeah, I ended up going with the evade.
Okay, and then
To
Wedge.
to not get half points tier. And then I guess it's noteworthy, but it no longer matters that Shara should be full and Hera should be at 2 hole left.
True.
Yeah.
But okay, so yes, there was a focus rolled from Bosk, so yes, it would have been a dead Shara. That's my takeaway. Like you,
Also, look at that. Look at that dice. Also move the asteroid. You love to see it.
every
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But
I
like
love how I just.
You
I
don't
just
get
look-
that in TTS.
I love it. I really do.
Bosk
It's like the
has
human
12
element.
health. You'll trade 1 for 1 against 3 agility ships always. That's the whole point.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like if you trade evenly on health, that's 3 A-wings.
And I ended up, so because I saw what was in the box and he gained a charge, and I don't know why he didn't target lock me, but whatever. I did not shoot with Shara because I did not want him to have a target lock shot into my wounded
Right.
Shara, who,
Yep.
strangely enough, should have been an unwounded Shara, but he
Yeah.
it all worked out. I should have 2 shields off Hera and only 2 shields off Shara, and Shara should be at 2 health. But whatever, it all worked out. So now
Sounds
I'm
like you're
basically
vibing.
like, okay, time to go all in on Bosk here because
Yep.
guess what he's doing?
Yep.
I know it. I'm pretty sure I know what he's doing.
Well, and the nice
and
thing
I'm
is
pretty sure I know what
And
Tarok's
Jake
doing.
and Hera have really nice turns here.
yeah, and the nice thing is there's a 0% chance that his 3-turn clears. So if he's going to do something weird, it's going to be a stop, and then he's not shooting you. So all you have to do is block the 3-turn, and you're in good shape.
Even Shara has a good turn lined up, so you can just turn in and lock and just blow somebody up.
We have like potential.
This is where
Hera
they're talking about
Tracer too.
Oh, like
giveaways.
that's a cool decimator.
Yeah, what is this decimator? I don't know.
That's
Neat.
pretty cool looking.
Okay. What were you
Oh,
saying, Paul?
it's because it's Texas, so it's a longhorn. It's
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, I see. They're horns. Neat.
Horns down.
Okay, so we skipped ahead, and because this was happening, so I moved Jake. Jake then barrel rolls here, hands off a focus,
Yep. Once again, my same thing. Just move your own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I trust almost everyone that plays this game, but there's no reason to give yourself options for conflict where there just shouldn't be.
I trust almost no one that plays this game, so.
Alright, so Jake is handing off cool stuff.
Yep. And might as well have Hera have all the tokens, and then he goes in for the block.
Yep. And then if you don't block here, now you don't have a shot, which is rough. But whatever. I don't know that
Yeah,
there was some way to
if
get
he
to it.
stopped, then sure, I go, oh well, he stopped.
Yep. Next turn it is, sir.
So I just have Duncan do all my moves here.
True.
This is Shara, right?
Yeah, that's Shara, who's busy going, well, what if he stopped? I should go over here just in case he stopped so I don't get killed, because Shara's at 1 health.
And you can always just take Hera's focus or lock or whatever. I guess
Yep.
focus in this case.
Yep.
Oh, you get templates thrown at you. Violence!
Always choose violence.
And then Wedge's job is to just run in and kill
Yep.
things, because
Do damage.
apparently he's a god.
Yep, true.
Wedge, Golden God.
I was never unhappy with Wedge the entire tournament.
I agree.
Yeah,
No
that-
one ever shot at him,
it
and he
turns
always
out-
did damage.
His ability on an A-Wing's a lot better. Like, turns out Wedge Fang Fighter is also super great, even when you're stuck at Initiative 4.
How much cheaper is he in the A-Wing?
He's like 35 instead of 55. 35. I think it's 35. I'll check while we're...
Yeah, he's 35. They have it on the points on the
Oh,
left there.
true. Yes, definitely knew that the whole time. And I think he's 55 in an X-Wing. He's like whatever Soontir is +1 because
Wait, does he
reasons.
cost more than Soontir?
He is not legal in hyper. He's 54 to Soontir's. I mean, we're here, so whatever. Soontir's 54. They're the same price. All right. So Bosk is... Oh, sorry. This is Bosk.
He's
Okay.
doing a 1 bank and getting buffed.
Yep.
And hopefully we're putting out the train tracks. I'm pretty sure we are.
Please. Yay.
Because this is like an easy train track to put down.
Yep, and angle is very important.
Yep. And it's so easy now too. You have the lines, just do it. It takes 2 seconds. It only gets rough with medium base 1 turns doing weird stuff. But yeah, that's a great angle to have him stuck there because yeah, you can just 2 turn or 1 turn because you're Jake and barrel roll and do it all again.
Yep.
So Duncan told me afterwards he was really thinking about the 2 left Talon roll here. He wasn't sure if that would hit the rock or not. Like stay on the rock.
Ooh.
I mean, does it matter though? Like, you're just trying to get.
I think you do it anyways.
Yeah,
I think it's like your
the
only
goal
chance
is
to
just
win.
to face the right direction, right? I think that
Yeah,
the 2 right Talon roll seems fine. I think that
Yeah, if you turn the other way, you're basically out of the game for a while.
Yeah, he ended up doing the 1 right turn instead of the 2 left Talon roll.
like the 3
Yes,
left
he's
turn
gone.
seems like it would work better because you might be able to block Hera's 1 turn. But yeah, I mean he's gone
Yeah.
forever now. It will not be
He's
contributing.
actually just no longer participating in the part of the game that matters.
Yep. He will come back just in time to probably give away more points. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
I'd say this is like one of those decisions where a lot of people don't think about it. It's like, am I taking the move to lose smaller, or am I going to take the move to give me a chance to win, but also possibly lose bigger, right? Like,
Yep.
at some point you have to take a risk to give yourself a chance to win.
Right. Yeah.
Especially if you're losing.
Technically, Duncan is winning right now by points, but points isn't. We got 23
Right.
minutes before that changes, and he's in a really, really rough spot.
Yep.
So that was. Oh wait.
That was Shara because
Gotcha.
Hera has no shot.
Okay.
So yeah.
Second charge gained. No lock gained. Okay. So I think Duncan got lost in the wall of text that is Zam, which explains a lot of the decisions. Because yeah. No locks. Blah blah blah. Right. We had some easy gain 2 charges because no one's gonna shoot me turns.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes a lot more sense because if it's just like I'm not used to playing Zam. Wait,
And again, I didn't shoot with wedge
wait,
because I
hang
was
on.
like,
How'd you spend focus and evade?
I spent wedge's focus and Hera's evade, right? And then I just cleared the tokens because there are no more.
Oh, because that's the end of the turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Paul, yeah, I was like, yeah, stop cheating.
No, I didn't shoot with wedge there because he would have gotten a target lock on wedge,
Mhm.
and I'm still not 100% sure that was the right choice. Like, I could have, I had 3 dice focus evade on the shot coming back, and giving him a free target lock versus, just doing like 1 damage or 2 damage, I'm still not 100% sure what the right
Yeah.
choice was
How
there.
much damage have you done to Bosk at this point? I can't.
That was the first point of damage I did.
Okay, gotcha.
So I still had a ways to go in the next 20 minutes.
Yep.
But I'm like, well, I got him trapped there. Like, he's not going anywhere with Jake in front of him.
Right, yeah, because I mean, like, this is the point where it's like, if we probably don't even need to slow down the game to talk anymore, right? You just block him with Jake, probably pass off a focus to Wedge while you're at it, and then these just stay behind Bosk and shoot him, right? You can just one turn and not stress about it.
And like Jake can do fun stuff like turn left, roll right, give a focus. Yeah, all that fun stuff. Or roll left, get a focus out. Yeah. All kinds of dumb stuff you can do. It's great.
You guys want me to stop this or just keep rolling
No,
through?
just keep going.
All right. Yeah.
We're in the last 20 minutes, so.
Whoa, okay. Well, we got the sloop. Or are you just worried about the stop?
I was worried about the stop, yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, if I bump him and then he stops, then I'm like, oh, that's 1 fewer shot.
Yep, and there's no real risk behind it, so whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, if Hera clears, turns out everybody has a focus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, well, if Hera clears, you're finally going to get your tracers off, so. Oh,
Yep.
2 turn with Jake.
Well, he was stressed from doing the barrel roll and boost
Oh,
last
okay.
turn.
I didn't see the stress token.
And now he's barrel rolling backwards so that he can continue blocking.
Weird. And then do you try to give the focus to Wedge here, or just keep it?
I just gave it to him just in case it was a stop.
Gotcha. And then what? You just like 2 right bank Wedge or something?
I think he just turned in hard.
Oh, 1 turn. What?
Yeah, because Tarok's coming behind him and everything, and I already took plenty of damage on Wedge, so I didn't want him to give up an easy half.
Gotcha. So then what? You just boost out of Arc here of Bosk or something? I'm assuming.
Maybe? I don't know.
We're all gonna find out together.
You're thinking about the stop right now.
I'm thinking about the barrel roll and then boost.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a better turn next, like an actual turn,
just
not
a straight barrel. Oh yeah, because I didn't want to boost here oh no, I did want to boost here because I'm not going to block Hera.
Yeah, because you presume you did a 2 turn here if you did that, or a 3 turn or whatever. I'm ready for Hera's 5 straight. Blow my mind.
I'm pretty sure she did a 3 turn.
All right. Well, we can relay down the train tracks for old Bosk here.
Choo choo.
Whee. Okay. Bosk did some maneuver. None of them cleared, it turned out. So who cares what it was?
It was a 1 bank. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. Tarok starts coming around. We'll just keep hopping forward. Okay. Oh my God, my eyes. Earthquake. Oh, and this is where the traces are rough because it's like, well, Jake's at full health, so I guess you're not ultra terrified of Tarok's range 2 shot, but losing half points on Jake probably loses the game. But yeah, I mean, I guess the tracers aren't great here anyways, so kind of whatever.
This was a trap I found myself in a lot of. I think trying to look for the value on the tracers and then like determining when I should just take the evade, which I think is just take the evade.
Speaking of tracers.
But yeah.
I think the
So
tracers
this is
are
funny
nice here.
because the tracers rolled 2 blanks, and then Bosk just went, nope.
Dodged. Easy.
I'm
like,
problem.
Really?
He's barely moving. How could you miss him?
And yeah, he flipped a thing with Zam that nobody cared about.
Yeah. That
Weird.
Spoilers, Zam doesn't matter at like for this game, I don't think.
Yeah. I'm gonna say a lot of points were, well, not a lot of what should have been a lot of points
4 points
were spent on Zam here for absolutely no effect. But I think it's one that when people get more used to it will be even more horrifying because it's like Bosk could have at this point just had I think you played around it pretty well. I think he could have just rolled in with 2 charges and made your decisions a lot harder in the middle of the game. So probably would have been able to do something.
I found the fun thing too is that like the first time you make a decision where it shows you're thinking about Zam, your opponent with Zam just overthinks it the rest of the game. And like I found that very often of like if you got it right once, they just like were then in their heads the rest of the time.
Yeah, it sends them spiraling.
Mm-hmm.
Tarok continues his string of getting 3 in. You hate to see it. That's 1 off Jake, presumably.
Yep, 1 on Jake. So now, like, all my A-Wings have, like, a point of damage. Okay, just
correct amount of damage on all of them.
Oh, we're getting crits into Bosk now. Fun.
Well,
Because Greedo-
shields into Bosk, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, because you keep chain blocking him, he can't solve his Greedo problem, so. And the nice thing now is no one's shooting at Jake again, right? Because he can just 1 left turn, and Tarok can't shoot you. Bosk can't do anything useful. He could, like, 1 straight, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that seems not how you win the game. And as long as whoever
win the
has
game by
tokens
doing
doesn't
damage.
point at Tarok, you are vibing.
Yeah, I think my moves were fairly obvious here. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
just point the A-Wings towards Bosk.
yep.
And,
I don't think there's any huge, like, because you know that Tarok can't turn left, and he doesn't want to anyways, and you also don't super care. As long as you don't face him, it's kind of fine.
and yep, there's the 1 turn.
Oh, maybe the left boost here is good, actually, or maybe even the boost roll or something. I don't know. I don't know if Bosk is willing to 3 turn onto the gas cloud to actually shoot something. Probably yes. Going straight is just losing by more, to what Cox said earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
like,
ended up
like
making,
Bosk has to do stuff, and he can't. Like, he has to just turn and hope for the best.
So when Palob died, did Duncan get his cutthroat off, by the way? I see false transponders is flipped up now, so I guess so. Or I think that's up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And except I don't think he's had an action since then, but yeah.
Yeah, and you haven't locked him. It's just when you did your tracers, it would have happened. Okay, so this is here. This is a mess. Just do it off the other side of the ship, please.
Yeah, he just wanted to make sure it would clear before
Yeah,
doing
gotcha. Well, I mean, you can, whatever.
it. And he was like, "Yeah, let's mark it." And I went, "Okay, sure, we can."
That's a pretty cool mask.
I'm gonna go back to this is why you should move your own ships, but you are now.
I mean, it's a super memey tournament, so whatever.
Yep. Yeah, it's like I pledge to, if
easy.
you want me to move your ships, to always cheat template you in the direction that you want, but that shouldn't be something that you have to trust your opponent for. And it also shouldn't be like a burden that you put on your opponent to like put them in the weird spot of like, where should I put you in these guides or whatever.
And then, yeah, like now I have to mark again because
Yep.
now Shar's hopping over everybody.
Whee.
And this was somewhat of an interesting decision to try to make of like, what do I do here with Tarok facing towards me? Like, do I roll and just not take any tokens and just depend on Hera's token, or do I just do what I did, which was, I went in for the block here.
Yeah, seems good. I mean, like, the nice thing is, because you have Hera's token, you have the lock, right? He can't really hit you.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Bosk 3 turn
Happy
onto the gas
turn around.
on the debris is scary here, but I don't know if this 1 bank's gonna clear. It will.
Yeah, it did. And if I didn't do the boost here, then Bosk wouldn't have had a shot.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which is probably, the bigger thing to think about.
But I was thinking, Bosk was going to do the 3 turn.
Gotcha.
So I was like,
so
well,
it didn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
makes sense. And then he has the transponder still, but I mean, it doesn't matter because Tarok is presumably taking that token. I can never remember, is Tarok range 0 to 1 or just range 1? Can you slam into somebody and
He's
take their
0 to
token?
1.
I think it's 0 to 1.
I don't remember.
One enemy ship at range 1. So,
Ah, so
Oh,
not 0.
correct.
yeah, so actually that focus token is pretty big.
And now it's gone.
And now, yeah, true. Now
Yeah,
it
because
is
like
gone.
a potential bad time here is he false transponders Hera, then and then old T strips, but that's not gonna happen, so we're good. Mark safe.
Yep. So Tarok is bumping here. So I did get the bump like I wanted. So hooray!
Yep. Just not sure that you actually want it now.
And now I'm a little scared, but
Yep. You do have the nice shot from Jake here into Tarok, which actually could do something. It's unlikely, but you know, weird shit happens all the time.
I mean, it is a focused target lock shot, assuming I have Hera's focus to use. So
Yep. Well, I mean, I don't know. Would you be willing to spend his focus though with Bosk right there shooting at Shara?
that's an excellent question. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, he already has a focus.
Oh,
Never
it was
mind.
hiding under your lock. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. So what does Hera take here? Does she take the
This is
focus? I
the
think she
Chris
takes the
yells at
focus.
Duncan stream. Move your target locks with your ship. This is a very good way for them to just be forgotten, accidentally or not.
Yeah, that's why I keep one of the target locks on my ship. Okay, is this where I fire another thread tracer? I think it is.
Yep, I mean, well, if this is range 2, you actually might be better off. Like, your thread tracer's not useful, right? You already have the locks. Oh, okay, so Jake loses his focus. Yep.
Yep. So that's the use of Tarok there. So Hera has to shoot something, hopefully soon.
Yeah, so I think a takeaway from that transponders was you had a lot of time with your ships that I think you could have safely locked Boss to get the transponders gone.
Yeah, I should have done that.
That's something that I think happened across the board is people don't quite yet realize that you can lock the ship with transponders to pop them early.
Oh,
And that's into Bosk.
Boss.
yep, 2 crits, neat. And now sadness on Bosk starts, I assume.
At least one of them is a direct hit. Okay, cool.
Yep, one of them was
Cool.
something else. And you
And
reveal, I assume, a bonus attack.
I assume a bonus attack as well. So guess what? Shar's not going to shoot.
Yeah.
So the only relevant shot here is going to be Jake.
Yeah. Or maybe
then.
this. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they have to measure that. This is another time where we just call the judge, and well, first I have
Yeah.
to eat Tarok's attack, which is doing
Yep.
nothing.
Not do well. Taking your focus token. Very rude.
Yeah, he eats.
Oh,
Oh, he was going all the way downtown to try to do a point of damage to Shara. No, to do a point of damage to Wedge to get points. Yeah.
Gotcha. Wasn't Hera also at 1? Oh no,
No,
Hera
Hera's
has
full.
No, Hera has a shield gone, right? Or is this?
No, Hera is fully healthy
Oh,
because we
that's
messed
right.
that up before.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. You're right. Okay.
So he should actually be like more ahead.
Yeah. Well, he should have 10 more points than he does. Ish.
Shara should have 1 more health, and Hera
have
should have
2
2
less.
fewer.
So many
Yeah.
shot decisions changed, right? So
Yeah.
it's hard to. Oh.
Yeah, but I
So
mean,
he
it's
should be a
not.
smidge higher.
It's a 5-point difference in half points between the two, so it's
Hera
not a huge
and
deal.
Shara.
I think you'd actually rather be in the world where Shara has 2 health. Is the funny thing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean keeping selfless.
Is that Brent? Hi, Brent.
The dead Palop board state ruined forever. You hate to see it.
The board state. My sacred board state.
And so big shot here on Tarok.
Yep.
Just natty 3s, sure.
Yep. And there's
Take a crit.
take a crit. Weapons failure.
Which is pretty cool.
Yep,
Something
that's
you hate to
nice. I
see.
mean, yeah, you've got 4 minutes left, and you've got to hit him for 2 more to get points, but still nice because it means he can't really do anything now. So I guess you basically have 4 minutes here to. Oh, destroyed.
Yeah, so here's a range 2 shot into Shara. Oh yeah, he did have the bonus attack, and I did not take the shot with Shara.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if you were. I wonder what the odds were for this shot to kill you, to just get in the extra damage.
Yeah, if I had 2 health instead of 1, I probably would have taken the shot.
Yeah.
Like if if the board state was correct, but
I'm gonna
at
do some.
1, I was like, I'm not taking the risk.
Yeah. I wonder what the odds of that shot killing you regardless are, basically. So it's a 3 dice
Yeah.
lock into. Right, it was just a lock versus.
Yeah, into 3 dice focus.
Okay. Well, because Hera had a focus lying around.
Yeah, Hera saw
Okay.
the focus.
All right, you had a 50. It was a 50-50 to survive and die. I think that makes sense. That not shooting is the correct choice. So here we have an 8-point differential. It looks like really the only way you lose is if. Well, actually, there's lots of different ways to lose.
There's
now,
lots
right?
of ways because
Yeah.
there's no easy. You have no like Paul has no easy way to pick up points, but Duncan has many easy ways to pick up points.
Well,
Yeah.
hitting boss for 6 is because boss is gonna 3-turn left, I assume.
Yeah, hitting for 6 is not like it's doable, but just pinging and AOing for 1 is pretty easy.
Yep. Yeah, it would have to be Jake or Wedge, and this one's Jake up here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake's up top, Wedge is at the bottom.
Okay, thankfully Tarok is not a real threat anymore.
Yep, and the good news is like both Jake and Wedge can pretty easily get themselves out of shots. Like Wedge can just do a 3 bank left and just get out of there, and then Jake can continue his reign of block hell. But the only like big concern is like Bosk stopping. But even if he stops, he's not a good shot. So who cares? But that's the thing with Bosk. There's always a chance he'll just blow somebody up because he can do that.
And yeah, here I am just trying to keep things alive since I'm ahead on points.
Yep.
So if I like say Hera had the actual 2 damage on her that she probably should have had, and I was behind on points here, I would have done things.
Well, you'd still be ahead because Shara would be alive.
Okay.
I don't know how
So-
much that, like Cox said, so much changes in the past that I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know that it's even like I don't think you can go back and be like, oh, obviously
Yeah, it's hard to
these
think about
things.
that timeline.
But I think your selfless ended up being a net detriment, if I had to guess. Your cheat selfless. Oh, the boss stop
See?
is cute.
Cheaters never win.
I guess he has. Wait, what? Picking up 2 stress.
Oh, because he did
Is
2
a
turn,
2-turn.
not a
Yeah,
Gotcha.
okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Oh, makes sense. Get the tighter turn distance. That's
Yeah,
smart, Duncan.
Yeah.
this is the last turn, so it doesn't matter if you're double stressed.
Bosk is halved, right? He's
Yes.
12.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, he's taking
And
a
he took a
crit,
bonus crit.
destroyed,
Oh, we got there.
which is something that we can't see.
Yeah, and this is just really nice protection. It's really hard for Tarok to be
Anywhere useful.
meaningful here.
Yep.
Yeah, he bumps here.
Yep. So he's not shooting anything, it looks like, unless there's some. Oh, sorry. There's a wedge hiding back there.
Yeah, there's Wedge.
But thankfully you don't have arc on him, so it doesn't super matter. And Hera is doing something. God, my brain's trying to insert a debris cloud behind Tarok because of the Lego figure, but no, that is a Lego figure.
Yeah, Hera's doing just 2 bank here.
Yep, and then presumably not landing in Bosk's arc.
Yeah, this is where I go to Will and I verify, like, okay, we hit time. Who's winning?
Yep, what's
What
the
are the
score?
points? And Will tells me I'm up by 8, and I go, okay, bye.
Yep. Yeah.
Because if I'm behind, then yeah, I take a bunch of shots into like a bunch of crits into boss here.
Yep.
But since I'm
Which
ahead,
could very easily kill him.
yeah. But since I'm ahead, I go, never mind, I'm out.
Yep. And then
Okay, so I have an interesting discussion point on not the game. If we have something, not a ton of relevant stuff to talk about.
if you haven't, what? Sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
A non-specific game relevant question based on what Paul just said.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Are you able to ask the streamers for points? Is that...
I just did, so hopefully yes.
I'm just curious. I'm curious. Like, are you able to interact with players outside of the game? For that kind of information?
Yes. I don't think
Not
there's...
as a like gotcha, Paul. I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
so there are no real rules here.
Okay.
If the players are cool with it, the idea that someone could tell them no, you have to go write down all the points yourself is absurd.
I agree.
I don't think that's a reasonable leg to stand on.
Okay.
Right.
I agree. I was just curious if
Yeah.
there had been kind of that discussion had happened before.
Yeah, so
it has, but I've never heard anyone take the other side of it.
Since I didn't have to do anything like killing Bosk, I didn't take the target lock on Bosk, and I instead, evade boosted.
Grab the evade, and now does Jake?
Right. So basically, between Bosk and Tarok, you just can't take 1 damage. And you've got focus evade, and they have no mods. Plus, they're only run 3
Am I
dice.
colorblind, or does Jake have no tokens?
Jake
You are
has
colorblind.
Jake has no tokens. You're correct.
Okay, so there's a
Because
very
Jake gave
real
token-
risk of losing the game on this shot, basically, on Bosk's shot here.
Well, because Hera has focus evade, right?
Yeah, but you can only pass 1 token, so.
Oh, okay.
Right.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's not super likely, but I mean it's a little bit.
Possible.
Yeah, I mean you're looking at like a 20.
It makes me nervous.
This is
basically.
what, a 20% to lose? I'm guessing. I don't actually know. I should know. It's embarrassing that I don't know.
And yeah, I just do an extra crit just in case it ends up being a weapons failure
Okay, so if you have
or
an
a blind
evade,
pilot or something.
it's a 20% to die. If you have a focus, it's a 25% to die. Having the option of either presumably lowers those edge cases by some amount, and boss can also just whiff and end the game. So yeah.
Yep, boss just rolled 0.
Okay, so all those turns were Zam. So it wasn't that Duncan forgot to Zam. It was what is happening?
Whoa, what's this?
I don't know.
Tycho.
Wacky GSP stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, okay. This is a video. All right. Anyways, let me take us back to not whatever this is. So let's just go to the end of the game here.
Back to Gunboat.
Yeah. So okay. So Duncan did not forget to transponder, or not forget to grab blocks with Zam. He wanted to not because he still had false transponders. That's what happened.
Yep.
Okay, that makes significantly more sense. And I want to roll back all the way here because it seemed like the pivotal decision in this game, and I think the reason I go back here is you guys know this, but I think other people are really bad at identifying where the tide of the game turned. So I think the only reason this game was as close as it was because Shara couldn't selfless this shot from Bosk, right? So Garvin took 4 damage here because Shara was here and not here. And if Shara takes that crit off, then this is like comically not a game.
Yep.
Yeah, because then Garvin has 2 more health, so he only loses 2 shields. And
Yep.
And yeah.
And if Hera hadn't boosted and had evaded, it'd be 1 total damage. So like I think this engagement was good. This still favored you, but obviously that doesn't mean it's perfect. Like you could have done better. Same story for Duncan, of course, but like, yeah, I think.
Also, Duncan, rude.
What?
Just look at his hand. Look at his finger.
Oh yeah,
his
true.
extended
No,
finger.
that's all right.
That's his pointer.
Yeah,
Rude.
pointing finger. But all right, if this were an evade here, an evading Hera, then suddenly this turns into 1 total damage on Garvin in exchange for the 2 on Paylob.
Yeah.
And I think you've got a much better lineup later. But yeah.
Yeah. And I definitely should have barreled with Garvin at that earlier time to give him a better angle into things and also keep him closer to Shara.
Oh,
but it was round 2, so you know.
Yeah, because if Garvin had barrel rolled what it was like here, then he would have been not one straighting from here to
He would have
here.
been where Hera is now.
Yeah, well, yeah,
he
like
would have banked over to where Hera is now, and Hera would have just been behind him.
Some bank like here-ish would be where he lands up. Yeah, that would be much nicer, because then your next turn would have been way easier too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. Anything else you guys want to go over this? Not like we should stop now, but like I figure
No,
we don't have to
I
end
think
these with
I
an
think
hour of memes. So
I think you're right that that it's good to go, like even after the game is done, to go back and look for those pivotal moments where things changed. It's not always apparent because it's easy to get lost in like those last couple turns of frantic dice rolling and say, ah, that was the game. That roll was the game.
right.
But realistically, yeah, like the decisions you make way early on influence
Yep.
like the options you can take and the maneuvers you can take. Because the goal is you want to be as give yourself as many options as possible so you can choose the least bad
Yeah.
or give yourself the most choices.
And on that note, I wanted to say I was really this four straight from Bosk was very big brain from Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was like because it's I'm looking for it here, but like this was not a small risk he took, right? Like look at this. I don't know, is this a line? All right, I can't draw lines because I haven't paid for this software, right?
Yeah,
But
there's a
like
non-zero chance that he just gets stuck on there
that's
on that
roughly the
rock.
line he's looking at. Like, and if he gets blocked on the rock, it's not much different from whatever. But like seeing that four straight there, right? Yeah, like that's the
Yeah.
line he went down. Because like if it
Which
doesn't
is
work,
also something important is this is also with the two turn at the end of the game. Like the obstacles aren't like a no-go zone. It's a you can move over them. Like there's a risk involved, but
yeah, I think
they
that's
don't.
really it, right? Because when you're playing, it's like you mentally shortcut. Okay, don't go onto the obstacles, but
Right.
actually every single obstacle, every maneuver that puts you on it is a risk assessment of is it worth it to go over this obstacle, which takes a
Hmm.
lot of brain power to go through all the time.
Yeah, because especially where Boss was before, Boss basically realistically had two options, which is go over that or stop and figure it out later.
Right. And both had downsides, but I think the
Both had
downsides of this were
downsides, and
lower and the
there really
upsides were
was no
higher.
other option after that. That was realistic.
Yep. Makes sense to me. I like it.
Yeah, the only thing Duncan did that I didn't like was leading with Paylob.
Right.
Like
Agreed.
I typically you see the the hawk as like the follower behind Bosk, or off into the side a little bit.
Yeah, the Hawk needs to be like a beta orbiter.
Yeah. I mean, I think if I had to guess, like I think most people who play Bosk are used to the game
Hmm.
plan being erase it as fast as possible, and the idea that you could literally just ignore Bosk and take one damage a turn from him is not like
Right.
that's not
Well,
a possibility on the radar of like, oh,
like we didn't. I mean, we didn't figure out the selfless thing until like what, like dead, like the day before you guys flew out.
something
Yeah, it
like
was
that. Yeah.
after because we did our like all of our training, all of our practice with no selfless, and we were like, man, this boss game is really hard because we just lose half an A-wing every time he shoots. And then yeah, it was that week, like a couple days before shipping out, that we were like, hey, selfless, it's a card. It
Yep.
exists.
It turns out it's pretty good. Remember first edition?
Mm.
I feel like we were all looking through the folder of like, hey, what can we spend our points on? And I think there was like 3 of us that like got to selfless within 5 seconds of playing.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is an option.
This
Well,
card
you
is in
can take this?
hyperspace
Oh wait,
somehow.
but they'll just shoot the selfless guy.
Yeah.
Well, what if you take two?
Oh.
What?
The funny thing is, so watching this game, Paul, I know you guys were having a discussion of Ion Torps or R2 Astromech on Garvin, but like I almost just want another copy of Selfless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I wouldn't be against that either. Like, give another copy to like
I mean, you could take
Jake
two more
or
copies if
Wedge.
you really
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yep. Yeah, like just having the option of like,
Yeah, you don't have to use it unless you need to.
because if
I'd rather have it and not need it than the other way around.
yeah, I'm just looking at like, so let's say, oh, let me get this line off the screen. There we go. Okay, so let's say, yeah, we get this turn, and Jake has Selfless on him too, right? Like it's just so much easier, just having a bigger margin for error. That's what I'm trying to say with too many words.
Yeah, I feel like the 2 swings this matchup enough, and the ion torpedoes can just win a game.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah.
So
You're right, because this is a game where we didn't see the upside of Ion Torpedo at all.
yeah, like we're getting into a little bit of win more. I think there's still value to turn it a little bit more in your favor, but like you're not playing Bosk every
Yeah,
game.
I was gonna say I think this initial engagement went about as poorly as is possible with when you have a good initial setup like you did, right?
Mhm.
Like this being out of range, eating 4 from Bosk, and then eating another 1 from Paylob. It's like, this is all pretty bad. um, So like, yeah, I think I agree. You're taking this, which is probably a matchup that's already somewhat favored to you, to very favored, maybe even to like you're turning a 90% to win to 100% to win versus like winning other games more. I think I agree. That makes sense. No reason to waste points on this game when you need them for other games.
Yeah, I ended up playing 3 Bosk lists. I won against Duncan, as we saw here, and I won against the other Bosk list that actually took first player and gave me second player, which ended up going really bad for him. So I think that was probably the wrong choice. But again, God only knows which is better, having me block your Bosk in block hell all the time, like as we saw in this game against Duncan, versus
and crits.
Yeah, and eating crits, or letting me arc dodge your Bosk.
Yeah, you have 4 copies of Sutir against this Bosk if you get second player. So I don't know. Yeah.
So like they're both bad. And the other game I lost versus the better Alan.
Do not be nice to Kyle. It's banned. All right.
Yeah, Kyle was running a very similar list. He had Paylob as well, and except he had Fenrau. And Fenrau, as it turns out, since Old Tarok triggered once this entire game and it was kind of pointless.
Very scary.
Yeah, Fenrau is much scarier than Old Tarok.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that is choosing your matchups, right? Like there are matchups where Tarok is better, and there are matchups where Fen is better.
I need Kyle to close his ears because I think he did he brought the best list to the tournament that was not this rebel list.
I agree.
Yeah, his list was really good, and also he played with Paylob like a good range increment behind Bosk. So I had my choices on the opening round of combat were double reinforced focused Bosk or Fenrau at range 1 of my list.
Yep.
So I was like, well, I guess I'm shooting at Fenrau, and I managed to get 2 damage into him. So I was like, win.
Yeah, I'm in.
I have your Fenrau somehow. Good.
So Paul, you mentioned before we started recording, I think, I don't remember exactly when, but that there was some point in this game where you forgot that Paylob was only range 2. Was that this boost, or was that some other point you were?
Yeah, that was basically here too. Like I was like, oh, Paylob, whatever. Like half the time I was thinking Paylob was Kanan, and the other half the time I was thinking Paylob just was going to eat whatever at whatever range.
Yeah,
like
unlimited range, all directions. Yeah. Gotcha.
So like it wasn't even a thing with Hera really. Like to be like, oh well, let's stay out of range. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Like, because I wasn't thinking about that kind of stuff. I was thinking, well, I'm going to lose the token. Might as well dive in there and get a shot off.
Yeah, makes sense.
Or I was thinking it was Kanan.
Well, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but how you got there makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and like, because this game was much easier when you were playing against Kanan instead of Paylob for.
Oh yeah, it's so easy.
But yeah. Okay. Unless you guys have something else you want to add, I'm gonna kill this. Goodbye, everyone. We have at least, so I guess on the future docket is we want to do a meta teardown of LSO because I think there's some interesting stuff to go there that isn't super obvious. We have some stuff to share, and then we have 2 more games that were played on stream. I think Mike played just rounds 1, 2, and 3 of day 1. Did you play? You weren't on stream, for the cut.
No, I was not on stream again.
Okay, then that's that.
Yeah, we can tell people all the lists they should have been playing that we figured out that we decided not to play.
True. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I guess it's a conversation for later, but yeah, I won't. No spoilers. All right. Well, have a good night. Farewell, etc.
Bye.